guys, welcome to our blending lesson today. Today's January 26th. We're working on Unit 3, Week 3. So all this week we're working on the soft C sound, which is going to make that S, that S sound. And that would be spelled with C-E. And we're also working on that soft G sound, which is going to make the J. And the soft G can be spelled with D-G-E, only if it's at the end of the word, or G-E, which can come at the beginning or at the end of a word. All right, so let's get started with our high frequency words. So if you know the word, of course, please say it. If not, make sure you're repeating and following along to really help you with those skills. Why, away, pretty, should, upon, so, girl, boy, done, work, soon, by, people, old, any, from, together, grow, now, today, some, way, green, water, once, happy, how, ago, every, and after. Wonderful. So let's get our blending started. Okay. So first word, edge. Your turn. E-j. Edge. So this word edge has that soft G sound, which is going to make the J. E says eh. Okay, so this is the short E sound because it's not an E blank E, so it's going to be the short sound. E says eh. D-G-E is going to make that soft G. You see how the D-G-E is only at the end of the word? Okay. Edge. Edge. Next word. Scent. Your turn. S-E-N-T. Scent. Scent. So this has the soft C, which is going to make the S sound. S. So C says S. E says eh. And T, nt, nt, s, and scent. Like I have one scent. Next word, space. Your turn. Spa, a, s, space. S-P, spa, spa. A says, or A blank E makes that long A sound. Like train, remember the beginning sound you hear, or the middle sound that you hear in the word train, that A blank E. And then the word space, that blank is actually the soft C, which is going to make that S sound. So spa, a, s, space, space. I love to go to space. Next word, chance. Your turn. Cha, a, n, s, chance. I have to think about that for a second. Remember, C-H says that cha. A says ah. Oh, run out of space. N says n. And C-E is the way to spell that soft C. S, cha, and s, chance. Next word. Place. Your turn. Whole, a, s, place, place. P-L, pa-ol, pole. And A blank E, so remember, as soon as A has his buddy E there. It switches from A to A. It makes the long sound now. A blank E, long sound. Okay? And that blank is the soft C with the C. So it says S. And so CE is the way that we can spell that. Okay? So let's blend. Whole A place. And next word. Cage. Your turn. Ka. A. J. Cage. Cage. So if you hear at the end of that word, you hear J. You hear the J sound because we know that J says J, like jump. But in this word, cage, that J is spelled with a G-E. And so C says ka. In this word cage, it doesn't say soft C. It just says it doesn't say the soft C. It just says the regular C. Ka. And there's A blankie, which is that long A sound. A. Remember, without its buddy, without the E there, it just says a. That E comes along, and you put that E in the word, and it changes to long A. A. So ka. A. And G makes that J sound, that soft G it's called, G-E or J. All right, let's blend. Ka, age, cage. Next word, rice. Your turn. I, long I, S, rice, rice. And R says I blankie, like the 5 card. I think it's here. Yeah, like the 5 card, that long I. Remember, when there's no E, when I is by itself, it's I. Add that buddy E comes along, it says the long I sound, which is just I. I. And that S sound in rice is spelled with that soft C, which is C. Ice. Rice. Next word. Sell. Your turn. Ol. Sell. Sell. S says S. E says 2 L's at the end. We double up on the ol. L. Sell. So notice in this word, sell, that S at the beginning is just the S. Okay. Now we are going to do another form of the word sell using the soft C, which is still going to make that S sound, but it's going to be spelled with a C. So again, the word sell. Your turn. Ol. Sell. Sell. So it totally sounds the same. It's just going to be spelled a little different. It's going to use a C instead of an S. Different meaning. All right. So, soft C says S. E says So there's no buddy here. It's not E blank E. It's E by itself, which is just And then 2 L's. We double up on that ol. L. Sell. Sell. So this form of the word sell, which is S-E-L-L, this means like you are selling a car. And this form of the word sell with a C saying that S sound, this is like the many cells that you have in your body. Okay, so let's blend. L, sell. So these two words, they sound exactly the same. They are spelled differently, and they have different meanings. Next word. Make. Your turn. A, k. Make. Make. So this is just some review from long A, and says, Remember, remember A blank E, as soon as A, A normally says when we look at a word, we see A, we automatically just say ah. As soon as that buddy E, as soon as E puts itself in there, it flips and it says the long sound, and the long A says A. A. So again, the more you practice, the better you will get at this, and you won't even have to necessarily think it. You'll just get it. A, make. Next word, shake. Your turn. Sh, a, k, shake. So that beginning sound, sh, which we know says shh. And a blank E, A with his buddy, flips and says the long sound, a, sh, a. K says ka, sh, ache, shake. Last word. Oh, this is a contraction. Can't. Your turn. Can't. So can't is made of two words. So we talked about how a contraction is two words that are put together and you take out some of the letters. So in this word, can't, remember you have the base word. The two words that this contraction makes are the words can and the word not. So I'll write that right down here. Can and not. There are two words, can, not. So in order to take those two words and make a contraction, we have to take out some of those letters and put an apostrophe in its place. So can, not. Now we've talked about how when we're doing contractions with not, we would just take out the O. And then we would replace it with an apostrophe. But think if we did that, C-A-N-N apostrophe T, that just doesn't look right. We can make it look better. And we can take out the N as well and replace those two letters with one apostrophe. So when you have the two words, in this case, can, not, you make a contraction by subtracting two of the letters. In this case, it's the N and the O in the word not. You put them together so there's no space now. And you put an apostrophe where those letters were. So C-A-N, C-A-N, apostrophe T. All right, so let's read our blending board. Edge, scent, space, chance. Your turn. Wonderful. Place, cage, rice, sell. Your turn. All right. Sell, make, shake, can't. Your turn. Thank you. Thank you so much for participating. All right, let's do a sentence. Elle says, oh, it's a capital because it's the beginning of a sentence. We're experts at this by what? Almost 100 days of first grade. Elle says, oh. A says, ah. N says, O-N, land. And C-E makes that soft C sound. Yeah, makes that soft C, which sounds like O-N, lance. Now we know that this is a capital L because not only is it the beginning of a sentence, but it's also a name. It's a person. So his name has to be capitalized. Lance. S-W, swa, swa, swa. A, look, there's no E. It's not A blank E, it's just A, which means it's the short sound. Ah, swa, ah. M says, swa, ah, swam. Okay, yeah, because in this word swam, it's not A blank E. So it has to be just the short sound. Lance swam. High frequency word 2. high frequency word. The Lance swam to the, where do you think he's going to swim? We'll find out. B-R, b-er, burr. I says I. It's not I blanky, so it's just short I. It doesn't have its buddy E, so it's just I. Burr, I, burr it. And D-G-E. D-G-E is that soft G sound. And D-G-E will only be at the end of the word, like in the word edge. It will only be at the end. You'll never see a word that begins with D-G-E. You just won't. All right, let's go ahead and read our sentence. Lance swam to the bridge. Your turn. Wonderful, thank you. So let's do some punctuation. We are going to have a period. Okay. Well, as always, I guess you could say this with some oomph. Give it an exclamation point. Like, wow, Lance, he swam all the way to the bridge. I can't swim that far. So you could put an exclamation point if you're writing it. But if I was to say this sentence, just a telling sentence, telling what Lance did, Lance swam to the bridge, I would just have a period. Okay, so we have nouns and verbs. So I'm going to use, I know we normally do our nouns in orange, but today I'm going to use brown. That's what I have. All right, so nouns. We know a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. So Lance, we've already talked about how Lance is a person. So that is a noun. Lance swam to the bridge is also a noun because it is something that you can touch. It's a thing. It's a place that Lance is going to swim to. Now, what is Lance doing in this sentence? He's swimming. He swam. So swam is actually the past tense of the word swim. Like if you are swimming, you're doing it right now. If you swam, you did it yesterday. So when Lance swam to the bridge, it means that he already did it. Maybe it wasn't yesterday. Maybe it was just like an hour ago. But swam, past tense of the word swim. Okay. Lance swam to the bridge. All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for your participation. It definitely pays off. We'll see you later.